The governor's executive order from 2 days ago made sure that all of us local officials, Mayor of New York, myself, county executives, local town supervisors, all understood that the decision, if it's made, is going to be made out of Albany by the governor, and that he is talking right now with the governors of Connecticut, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, so that any action that's taken is a regional action. So if there is a shutdown, a curfew, or what Northern California has done, a shelter in place, that's the point at which was just referenced to. It won't be just the hospitality and restaurant industry that's affected. It'll be every industry around. We'll all be in, as it happened ultimately in Wuhan City. If that decision happens, it'll happen on a large regional basis. And I think it makes sense for us to let that decision be made between the governors of the various states, and if it does happen, that it'll be on the largest possible level. What you don't want is Westchester County doing one thing, New York City doing another thing. It's like the worst example of bar closing times, when Community A has a 2 o'clock closing, Community B has a 4 o'clock, and then you have travel across a border. So I think it makes sense for this to be done broadly. Ultimately, if we have to stop this contagion, this may have to be a national decision, man. To be told by government that you've got to shut it down is an incredible thought. But it's also an incredible thought that the NCAA March Madness isn't going to be played. It's an incredible thought, I happen to be Roman Catholic, that there are no Catholic masses on the weekends. These are things that we never could conceive of, shutting down all the restaurants and bars and all these things. It's because this is that serious. And we've been tracking this over the last few weeks. You'll know that 2 weeks ago, I think we did our event in Wackagill section of New Rochelle, where the mayor, the deputy county executive, and I went and had lunch, because we saw the decline in the restaurant business that was happening immediately with the first few cases of coronavirus. But just to give you the statistic enough to appreciate it, the numbers that were announced today by the governor: 798 positive cases in Westchester County. Yesterday, that number was 500 some odd. The day before that, it was 300 some odd. The day before that, it was in the low 200s. So the number of positive cases are ratcheting up quickly. And so you don't want people together in a church or synagogue. You don't want people together in a restaurant. Now, you don't want people together in a mall. If we can get through this situation with a minimal loss of life, then our economy can rebound from this. I think we're still on the front end of the bell curve. And hopefully the bell curve won't go way up, and we won't see the kind of fatalities that we've seen in Italy. A lot of us have Italian-American heritage. I have some as well. What's happening there is an utter tragedy, and we have to do everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen here. If we can avoid that worst-case scenario, start to recoup 2 months down the road, I don't know how long it's going to take, then we can start the process of rebuilding the economy.